Hello everyone, I'm Daxani and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you're watching this and you're confused or shocked by the title, let me do my best to explain the so-called war based upon the info that I have gathered. But first off, what is Gacha? According to iTunes, it describes it as this: the ultimate anime dress-up app. Create your own anime-style characters and dress them up in your favorite fashion outfits. Boys and girls can choose from hundreds of dresses, shirts, hairstyles, hats, and much more. After designing your characters, you can enter the studio and create any scene you can imagine. Basically, I guess you're kind of creating your own little anime characters, and you make your own stories, and it seems like it's also kind of like a roleplay app too, from the research that I have done. But yeah, okay, let me actually get into the drama. It's pointless drama, but anyways, it seems that this so-called war between Gacha and artists is only a major concern on the TikTok app, at least as of now. I haven't seen it on Instagram or anywhere else, but it's all on TikTok. And it's all I've been hearing about scrolling on my For You page on the app, so I started doing some digging. First off, let me be upfront and tell you all that I'm a nosy person. I'm one of those people where if I hear someone in my family discussing some family drama, I'm going to eavesdrop because I want some of that tea. Okay, so there was an audio from TikTok that I think started this so-called buzz, saying, "Gacha life people get over billions of likes and views. Meanwhile, us actual artists are getting up to 5 to 10 views. People get more famous off of flipping switches than me." And that, I quoted that whole audio that was on TikTok basically. I'm not going to give the username of the person that made this audio. I'm pretty sure that they got a lot of flack anyways from the audio itself on TikTok, and if anyone's watching this, I don't want like a bunch of people heading that way to give more flack, especially if this war has kind of faded. I don't know, because I still see it a lot. I still see it talked a lot, but anyways, yeah. So I'm not giving that information out. Just saying. No hate. Before you comment, "Oh, they're just jealous," well, hey, guess what? In the audio, they admitted to be jealous, and we all do. We all get jealous over something. It's not that big of a deal. So listening to that audio, and also based from the comments on multiple videos through TikTok, made me assume that people from Gacha are claiming to be artists while, quote, actual, unquote, artists disagree. And thus, of course, my nosy self did some digging and even asked around TikTok what exactly these Gacha users were doing to cause such a fuss in the art community of TikTok, because it's nowhere else really, just on TikTok. So these are basically what they had to say. I even responded back. Basically, there's the argument of, quote, actual, unquote, artists, which are the ones that draw from scratch, whether it's traditional or digital, but Gacha people are not considered artists because they use pre-made designs that are made by the company of this app game and aren't designing it by themselves. But wait, there's more. Apparently, the real focus of all of this is based on Gacha stories here on YouTube that people animate, thus making it art. But, quote, actual, unquote, artists are saying that it's not. Feel free to search on YouTube for the stories if you'd like to see them and just to know what I'm talking about. And then just come back to this video. There's a difference between animation and in-between, tweening and such, but with animation, there has to be a clear flow of movement. You know what, I'm not going to go into detail about animation because it's not my strong point. Instead, I'm gonna link a video in the description box that can actually tell you. The YouTuber's name is Spoctor, and the video is super informative and can tell you the correct ways of animation and the terms, whatever, all that jazz. Just watch the video. Okay, moving on. So I'm going to try to break this down and possibly end this war, maybe? I don't know, I'm just giving my opinion. This is my opinion. Feel free to state your opinion down below in the comments and we can have a friendly discussion. But first, let's look up the word artist. Artist, a person who produces paintings or drawings as a profession or hobby. A person who practices any of the various creative arts, such as a sculptor, novelist, poet, or filmmaker. A person skilled at a particular task or occupation. This is what I think the issue is. I think the art community on TikTok focuses on the term artist way too heavily. When you do call someone an artist, the first thing that comes to mind is that that person can draw, paint, sketch, something of the sort. The second thing we think of is a singer. Yes, we use the term singer, but they are also known as artists, especially at award shows. Best artist of the year, best pop artist, what have you. Another example, if we are only talking about someone who edits or does animation for film, they are mostly known as editors or animators. Those are the terms that we use to associate those people with their work. But based on the definition of artist, they are considered artists, whether, quote, actual, unquote, artists like it or not. I mean, look at digital art. At a certain time, it wasn't considered real art to traditional artists who drew on canvases and paper. And before TikTok was TikTok and it was Musical.ly, I posted up a few digital art stuff. One of them got featured. It was a self-portrait of myself. I got, positive feedback and negative feedback. And those negative feedbacks were basically saying like, oh, how about next time you try drawing on paper? Or like, that's not real art. Or they would say digital art is cheating. But now I don't see so much of that. A lot of people want to do digital art now. It's like, it's rising. But anyways, back to Gacha. I've seen speed paintings on YouTube of people drawing hair and clothes onto their Gacha characters. That's art, whether they are using a base or not. They are still drawing on it, so it's art. And don't even type in the comments about like, oh, but you're not really drawing if you use a base or whatever BS disagreement that you have. But I'm not going to get into that. Instead, I'm going to post a link to a video that actually talks about bases and basically like the pros of bases, but I'm not going to be the one to explain it. You guys can just watch that video. And, if they are animating, tweening, whatever, I feel like they are still putting some kind of effort into it. It may not be the same effort as someone who draws, whether it's traditional or digital, but there's still some effort into it, and it's up to the individual viewer whether they think it's good or not. That's your choice. If you're listening, that's your choice. You can be like, oh, I hate it, it sucks, it's not even that good. Okay, that's your opinion. But I'm giving my opinion. And, I think Gacha is art. I think it can be art, but to a certain extent. Whether it's, if you're taking the base of a Gacha character and drawing the design from scratch, then yes, that's considered art, in my opinion. As for Gacha stories, that can also be considered art, once again, to a certain extent. I do believe writing is an art form. that's my take on it, because you are creating something, you're creating a story, which these gacha stories do. They are making up their own stories, and they're either animating them or tweening them, whatever it is that they're doing. But as Spoctor says in his video, you know, there are certain things that is not considered animation. There are different terms for that. So I think watching his video will kind of really break it down for you guys. But I mean, either way, they are creating something. Also, gacha is obviously for fun, and it seems like a lot of kids do enjoy it, and that they love these gacha stories. Like my mom loves Housewives of Atlanta. I think it's trash, but you know, that's what she loves, that's what she enjoys. Is it a good show? No, but it's entertaining. So basically, just leave the gacha people be, leave them be. If you don't wish to acknowledge the gachaverse, then so be it. That's your decision, and that's okay. If you want to comment on this more, let me know your thoughts, please. And feel free to give me some more insight on the matter if I misunderstood something. But you know, don't be a butthole and bash me for getting something wrong, or being a butthole for just giving my opinion. Just, you know, if I got something wrong, you know, if you think it's wrong, just tell me, correct me, or whatever, you know, just don't be a butthole about it and bash me for it. But anyways, like I said, I'm open for discussion. This is basically my opinion, based on the info that I have gathered on TikTok. But honestly, it's laughable. This video is also laughable, but you know, here you go. Enjoy the rest of your day. Feel free to give this a thumbs up if you thought this was interesting or whatever. Feel free to subscribe, all that jazz. But yeah. All right. Have a good day, people. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I hope to talk to you guys in the comments. Bye.